What was the term used? What's today at Hover?
Focus Wednesday.
Focus Wednesday.
Focus
Tell me, was that there before you started? And then tell me what that actually is for Hover.
So it wasn't here before I started. I think like people had started to talk a little bit about it. Um, I think though that I was certainly encouraging of it. Peter, our VP of engineering, he started 3 days after I did. He was certainly encouraging of it, and I think people had just had it with like so many meetings, right? I think like most people know, like meetings do serve a purpose, especially if they're for the right reasons and ran correctly. But they can also just be overwhelming. And I think what people found is like there's just not enough time in the week to actually do the things that the meetings are about planning and you know retrospectives and things like that. It's been going really well, and I think even like the first month of it, there's still some adjusting. Um, there were still meetings that were on calendars, and so we encourage people like protect your time, right? Like be forward thinking, block off that time. Really socialize the idea within your specific teams. Recruiting is also very interesting, right? It's like when you say no meetings, we included no interviewing.
That's what I was going to
Um,
ask you. That's got to be a tough one.
so it is tough, but we're upfront and socializing it with candidates. Engineers, especially, appreciate the hell out of the idea of no meeting Wednesdays. The response has been pretty solid. Oh, really? Cool. Like heads down time, right? Like, um, and then we're still open minded to having interviews on Wednesdays if need be. But go into it knowing like, hey, Wednesday's protected time. I think if we look back at the Wednesdays over the last 2 months since we started doing this, probably like 80% decline in interviews. So
Oh,
it's definitely an exception now on Wednesdays. And so far, we haven't run into any issues losing candidates, et cetera, right? Because we're mindful of it that time kills all deals, and
sure.
we're not going to jeopardize getting a good person in the door for Focus Wednesday.